couple more questions here while we still have a couple minutes. Dennis asked, at a presentation you once explained that delinquencies could be bought back by DLP Capital, and that he understands that this entity could be you as DLP or a large borrower. What percentage of the collected rents net of operating expenses does the debt service to DLP and banks typically represent in those cases?
I don't know if I follow that question exactly. So I guess I think the question is on our real estate portfolio. What's our debt ratio to our income, our debt service coverage? Sounds like what that question was for. So across our real estate portfolio today, other than a few properties that are under new construction as an example, our rental portfolio today, we have about a 2 times debt service, meaning our rental income is twice our debt service payments, our loan payments. So most banks want to see anywhere from 1.15 to 1.3 times. So they want to see that you have 15 to 30% more income than your loan payments. That's a pretty industry norm. In our portfolio, on average, we're 2 times our debt service. So there's 3 big reasons for that, I guess. Number one big reason for that is because we buy properties at better deals, at higher cap rates, at lower prices, which of course then increases our cash flow, our profits. So the way we buy is really important. Number two is due to managing our properties well. And then third is because across our portfolio, we only have about 55% leverage across our portfolio of real estate we own, which that number might sound confusing because that's almost the exact same percentage of loan to value we provide to our borrowers. Is almost the exact same loan to value that we borrow as a borrower across our portfolio. So because we have low leverage, that allows us to have great cash flow, that allows us to have great debt coverage, that allows us, even in a case like what you're going to face here in April, if we have an increase in delinquency, we're still going to have solid cash flow. I think that was the question. If I didn't cover it fully, feel free to reiterate any part I missed there.
Sure, and I think they were actually 2 separate questions. So the other piece of it was, if a loan does go into serious delinquency, how do we handle that from the fund perspective and as a matter of practice?
Yeah, so if a loan goes into serious default, meaning when we kind of think about serious default, if it looks like our resolution to the loan is going to be having to own the real estate, meaning we're going to have to take the real estate back through whether that be through a forbearance agreement where they agree to turn over the control of the property to us, or a deed in lieu where they literally hand over the keys and the deed to us, or going all the way to foreclosure. If we think our resolution is going to be owning the real estate, we have never, and we don't ever expect to have the lending fund ever own any real estate. So if we get to the point that we're going to have to own the real estate, then we purchase that loan from the fund for all outstanding principal and past due interest. We buy it from the fund, and historically, when we say we, that means I, through one of my entities that I own, buy the property from the fund, or the loan from the fund, I should say, and then we handle taking possession of the real estate and then disposing of it in a number of different ways.